Welcome to another episode of Exploring Operating Systems. And this episode is pretty much going to be exercising those memory circuits, or at least nostalgia circuits, in your minds, because we're looking at something very familiar / nostalgic, aka what you're seeing on your screens right now. Ta-da! Microsoft's Windows XP. And yes, this is the login screen, and I've already been doing a little bit of tampering with this. Let me just try a few giblets, but yes, here we are. This is the Windows XP login screen, and as I've already mentioned, I've already been tampering with this, but I'm going to be doing this from scratch, so I'm going to look for the user account that has Ricky on it, aka my name, and we will log in. And here we are on the login screen. No, I don't want net.net account. Blah 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 blah. Go away. Now the fun thing is that's supposed to be down here, but I did move it initially because I resized the virtual machine, and yeah, of course I am in a virtual machine. Of course, why wouldn't I be? But this is initially here because when you first start off Windows XP, it's all the way up here because the screen's about yay big, yay wide, and yay tall. So you have to end up just doing that, and here we go. So we're in Windows XP. This is of course the very familiar desktop. Here is the start menu, very familiar, very, nothing to, you may have just seen some icons there, but it doesn't seem very out of the box, at least doesn't seem very interesting. It's just Windows XP. Many of you who are watching this may already be familiar with this and know about this, and you're probably wondering why is he showing this? Well, throw some of those memories out the window, because what you probably remember is probably what came after this. This is actually before anything was added to it, aka service packs. This predates Service Pack 3, which was the final service pack before Windows XP lost support, of course, in 2014. This predates Service Pack 2. This even predates Service Pack 1. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Microsoft Windows 5.1 build 2600.xp client.010817-1148. So what does this mean? This is the RTM build of Windows XP, aka 2001/build 2002. Now if I go to my computer and right click on properties, Microsoft Windows XP version 2002, I don't actually understand this whole thing about 2002. You got 2001 and then 2002, I don't actually get this. This just doesn't make any sense. But if this had a service pack in it, you would know that this says it had a service pack in it. It does not have any of this. And here are the giblets of stuff to shell upon. But yeah, this is a very old version of the system, and you may notice by some of the icons that it does pretty much show this as being the case. For one thing, welcome to Internet Explorer, aka Internet Explorer. Look at that logo as well. Internet Explorer version 6. Not even Windows Internet Explorer 7 or 8. It's version 6, and you can see from the very classic Windows Media logo, aka the Windows Millennium Edition logo, that pretty much that is the case. Now, of course, it's not going to load because the internet's not working in any case, but yeah, it's even got add-ons like MSN Messenger, or Hotmail in this case. What is this? Windows Messenger. I'm pretty sure MSN Explorer, which I can't seem to get working, but mind you, it is like almost 20 years old at this point, so I'm not expecting it to work properly, but it is asking me to set it up. Close, please. Don't ding at me. I just want you closed. Don't ding at me, you cheeky wee sod. Go away. No. And also that very bold text. Kind of seems a little bit similar to knocking the microphone a bit down a bit. Kind of seems a little bit like a predecessor to Microsoft Zune, doesn't it? But it is not. Now, I'm going to close this, and this is going to let me now. Some interesting other icons, but the first one on our screens, that besides MSN Explorer, is Windows Media Player. Sorry for that annoying little voice. I hope it ticked off someone out there who doesn't like me, but that's it. That's all right. And this is Media Player. This is what we had basically before we were introduced to the versions seen in, say, Service Pack 2, that de facto version we got in Service Pack 2, which kind of resembles the one seen in, of course, Windows Vista /7. This is pretty much more dynamic than anything else. Fun fact: you can actually get some of what I'm about to show you next running on Windows 7 pretty darn well, aka the skins chooser. And of course, I've got this selection here for Windows XP. You can actually get the skins from older versions of Windows Media Player working on modern versions of Windows Media Player, aka on Windows 7 and Windows 10. And it works pretty well. No bugs or anything, and the last time I did try it, it did work pretty much. But it is a little bit of, you do have to do a lot of faffing about to get it to work, and sometimes there will be some issues. But we will look at some items, and I'm kind of scared to play this. This is the song, the sample, because we know before about Windows 7 times, or actually no, after Windows 7. Before that, Microsoft used to introduce quite a lot of sample media, or sample items, into Windows XP. Notably of which being video clips, or songs, and I'm very scared to play this, but this is basically a song called David Byrne, like humans do. I'll play it for like a few seconds, and I'm going to find out. You may notice two uploads of this episode, and the second time is probably because I've had to edit this part out, but we'll try it and see. That's enough for now, because I'm pretty sure I'll get flagged, and hopefully not copyright strike, but that's another story. I'm not worrying about money because I'm not going to get paid anyway, that's fine. But that is the Windows XP, so we're going to double click on this. And look at this little thing, it's so tiny and so cute. This little icon thing that's floating in its own little window is kind of interesting. It doesn't actually, no, I thought it was going to do something different. Double click. Now, no, it doesn't do it. Add more skins. I'm pretty darn sure at one point in time you could actually get Media Player 2 work from the taskbar. But I could be wrong. Select a new skin. That is pretty interesting. No, it doesn't want to do it. Could be the following updates or something, but I'm pretty sure at one point in time you can actually get a Windows Media Player working from the taskbar. What does this do? Oh, that collapses it. That's quite interesting. I've been toying a bit with this, and I'm just discovering some more items. What is this? What was that? Ding ding, ding ding, it's shouting at me. Don't shout at me. I know what I'm doing, even though I'm an idiot, but that's another story. What, radio tuner. Does that send me to an Internet Explorer document or something? I don't know. Let's look at some other themes we can choose. I love this. I really love this. I don't know why, but I just do. I'm going to select this. Oh, this is nostalgia. Oh, it's nostalgia of the Flaming Heart. Oh, I like Toothy though. It's a bit kiddie looking. It's very, very 2000s, very millennium slash not millennial, but very very classic, I've got to say. Radio. Oh god, I love this. I love this so much. This is so cute. This episode might be a whole load of me just playing about with the themes, but this is just some of the themes we can play. Oh, mini player. Basically the original player but in a collapsed state. That's actually quite interesting. Optic. That is creepy. That is very creepy. Pyrite. Radio. Mini player. Iconic. Yep, pretty much. That is iconic. That is the Windows, the classic Windows Media slash Windows 2000 logo kind of thing. Very 1999-2000 kind of thing. Heart. Interesting to see how some of this actually been carried over from Windows 2000, which is quite interesting, slash Windows Millennium Edition. For those of you who probably don't know Windows Millennium Edition, if I can speak, that is very creepy. Windows Millennium Edition was basically a stopgap between Windows 98 and Windows XP. There's a long history thing that I might talk about in some other time, but here we go. That is very weird. I find that creepy, and this one's just a little bit on the weird side, but that's just me. Oh, I love this as well. Can I say it anymore? But I definitely love this. And there's some things you can plop out. And did I mention that you can actually run these on modern versions of Windows as well, which is kind of interesting. Now, this theme is actually very interesting. This is what Windows Media Player initially looked like so long ago, back in Windows 98 slash Windows 2000. Because Windows Me had all these add-ons and everything else, but Windows 98 and 2000 didn't. This is the de facto version. What does this do? Oh. But a funny story, there is actually an open source media player thing. I don't know how to describe that. Media video slash song player that you can run alongside Media Player, funnily enough, called Media Player Classic. I think, is that right? Media Player Classic, and basically it is basically this being restructured to run as an open source project, and you can download it for free. It's just Media Player Classic MPC HC. You can just find it on Google, and the latest update is actually very new, I've got to say. But there's some additional stuff, like I'm pretty sure in this version you cannot play MP4 files, and I'm not sure about DVDs, but that's a different story. But in the other version you can actually play DVDs and MP4 files and some other file formats as well. Finally, speaking of video clips, I am going to see if I can open. Where is this? We'll get back to this in just a little while. I'm just going to open up the themes again. So there's some other themes: Canvas, Blue Sky. That is very 90s. That is very funny. Atomic. Oh my god, that is so tiny. It is really, really tiny. And it actually animates as well. That is so cool. I don't know if you can see this, but it animates. Are you seeing this? Little yellow blobs are going through it like a flaming optic. But that is, and this is default. So that's Windows. What? I am so confused. How is that default and this isn't default? I am so confused right now. That is really weird. And of course you get this little weird window thing going on, but that is just something different altogether. I love this. I really do love this. Now, speaking of video media, Windows Movie Maker makes an appearance as well. Now, if you remember, I did an episode back in season 1 where I showcased Windows Me, of course, Windows Me Millennium Edition, and what's supposed to happen in Windows Me is the help system appears with fancy music. Now, I did actually create a clip of some of these music clips over on the original home of Exploring Operating Systems, Operating System Chronicles, and you can actually watch that over there, but this is basically it. So about Media Player. So Media Player 1.1.2427 and the original version was 1.0. A lot of people flock to Windows 2000 as compared to Windows Millennium Edition, even though Windows Millennium Edition had a lot of these additional components, such as a movie maker. Of course, it was a little bit dodgy in that retrospect because, of course, the video files were very low quality, but that would, in following updates, get a little bit better and so forth. But for now, that's what we're stuck with. So, help topics. This is the help thing in Windows XP, which is a little bit dull and worthy, I've got to say. It's a little bit boring, but so that is Movie Maker, and yeah, it's very scalable. But you can make simple movies in it. It's all cool. It's all awesome, and you can even record stuff as well if you've got a built-in webcam. Please don't run the webcam for me. Please don't. Thank you. But that is a thing you can do. Tour Windows XP. We might see about the tour later on. What was there to showcase? Program compatibility wizard. Of course, Microsoft for a long period of time designed Windows to be perhaps compatible with their previous iterations, which is the reason why it was such a popular platform, desktop platform. I mean, you can even run Windows XP programs on Windows 10. I'm not even kidding. All you need to do is just get yourself a Windows XP system and take the files that were located in certain folders. I'm just showing you this right now. Find the target. This is the folder for the pinball game, which has been around since Windows 95 as well, but it came out as part of a thing called what do you call them? Microsoft Plus packs, which are basically just add-ons or enhancement packs for Windows XP. And it's always been a thing that anything that is introduced in a Plus pack would literally become a staple of Windows itself. So this was a part of a Plus pack for Windows 95, and it came as part of Windows. No, I was about to lie there. Windows Millennium Edition and Windows 2000. You can actually play this on Windows 2000 as well. I'm not sure. I don't think you could play this in Windows 98 though, which is kind of interesting. But that's that. So all I need to do is just copy all these files. Don't take it from Windows Me or take it from Windows 95. I don't think it's actually compatible. But you can do this and through the XP version, and you can just take all these files, put them into a folder, drag them onto, the desktop of your Windows 10, because it works on Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Vista, even though it doesn't come in Windows Vista, which is kind of weird. You can just put it in a file, put it on your desktop, and it works pretty well. It plays well. I've actually got a version on my Windows 10 tablet, which is kind of funny, and it works quite well with tablet touches, so that is weird as well. But that is just that. Now, games. So you've got things like Spider Solitaire and so forth. No, that's not what I want. Solitaire. That is quite funny. When I played with this before on the other account you saw when I started this up, there's a different image on the cards, but of course you can choose the card deck and everything else. So this is probably the Bliss wallpaper being used. You can change that deck. This is a very interesting wallpaper for many different reasons. I'm pretty sure this doesn't come in XP in any way, but I'll get to that sometime later on. So deck. So what's this? That's interesting as well. Now this wallpaper of the space guy, I behind the scenes look at a lot of beta versions of Windows and so forth, and of course the beta version of Windows XP was called Whistler, or the project that evolved into XP was called Whistler. And there were some hidden elements within the operating system that had stuff to do with spacemen on them, and there was also a screensaver that you could get through a plus pack for Windows 98, talking about plus packs, which had a screensaver with spacemen and that kind of on it, but there was this add-on thing, or hidden object in Windows XP, or hidden program, which had this on it. It's kind of funny, but yeah, that is the deck there. That is that. Minesweeper, because that is a very whoa, I killed it. But that is that. Free Cell, Hearts, Internet Backgammon, and you can notice all the icons are different as well compared to Windows 2000. That was a thing that made Windows XP popular. I am thinking what we do on channel 13 is there is a kind of sub-series for exploring operating systems called Operating System EOS Quickies. So as a quickie, we may showcase the Tour Windows XP thing there, but so stay tuned for that. Now, this is quite interesting. If you go into my computer, go to Windows. I don't know if it's here, so I may have to search for it. Now, System. Is it? No, it's not in System. This is very interesting. I keep saying that for whatever reason, but this would become a dead thing in Windows XP. It'd be the app itself, the program itself would be completely removed in XP, but any files attached to it would become completely removed in Windows Vista. And I'm going to search for it right here because I can't find it. All files and folders. There we go. Say hello to the Program Manager in Windows XP. And this is actually it. Now, if you've seen another episode of Exploring Operating Systems, you may have seen that I've showcased a version of Windows before, Windows 3.1, which was released Windows in 1990/1993. So you had Windows 3.0, which was released in 1990, and then you had Windows 3.1 released in 1993/1992. But this is what we've got here. This is the Program Manager, and this is how I'm just going to hide this. Hide the taskbar. So I'm going to hide this. I'm going to can I do this in Windows XP? Show desktop icons. It's stuck. There we go. There we go. This is basically, if the Program Manager was still a thing today, this is basically what Windows would look like. Obviously these little child windows, which are literally program groups, common, they would of course be populated with apps and items, so forth. I'm not sure if File Manager still exists in here, so I'm going to bring them back. Can I get the taskbar back, please? So I don't want to hide the taskbar. Keep that permanent. I'm going to bring back the folder, and I'm going to start a new search. FileMan? No, it's not here. But there's a separate file manager that was still existent in Windows 95 / Windows 98, and I know that because I've actually looked for it before. But these are literally just child windows. These would be these were technology that Microsoft developed that would later be used in Visual Basic, which you would have these little windows and stuff. You can actually add new ones as well. So add a new program group. I'm going to call it Games, and this is another group. You can even maximize this as well, which is quite funny. I'm But of course, in Windows 3.1, you wouldn't have a taskbar or anything. You would just have the icons of that represent the program. So these would all be icons, not little buttons on the taskbar, because there would be no taskbar, it didn't exist. Can I stack these? Options, window, cascade, tile. There we go. This is literally a thing in Windows 8. It was introduced in Windows 8.1. It's still technically a thing. If I open two windows up on Windows XP, it's still a thing. So tile windows or cascade windows. So that's still a thing. And of course, the snapping feature, you can't do it in Windows XP, of course, if for those of you who are familiar with this. You can't snap windows, but you can, of course, in Windows 7. And snapping windows was actually a thing introduced in the first version of Windows 1.0. Yeah, that is. So Microsoft's always been very backwards compatible in that kind of sense. And I'm pretty sure the Program Manager was still existing in Windows XP, because there would be some .dll files and stuff that would keep some older applications working. And maybe even just as a preference for people who still needed to use it, because that was the reason why it was still existing in Windows 95. But people quickly flocked to the start menu compared to this. Another thing also, this startup folder as well, of course, in Windows 7 and up, the startup folder would become a startup option in the Task Manager. Of course, in Windows 95 to Windows Vista, I think Windows Vista, it was a folder, and anything in that folder, I'm going to drag media player to that. Anything in the startup folder would launch the moment you turned on your computer, kind of thing. So if I don't know if it'll work if I log off, but I'll log off. And I'll log back in. And it's actually popped up with Windows Media Player in the atomic state that I set it as earlier on. And that's how that works. And of course, there was... Where did Program Manager go? But yeah, in Program Manager, there would be... That was not a swear word, that was gibberish. I do invent my own language though. That is a thing I do as a 21-year-old individual, but that is just me. I did just expose my age, but that is just one of those things. I'm not real bothered. Prog man. There was a startup group in the Program Manager on Windows 3.1, and that would do the exact same thing. Basically, if you put as many programs as you liked on here, the moment you turn on your computer and you boot into Windows 3.1, you get all that. And basically what happened at the time was all of the program groups were evolved into start menu folders. But that is just that. But quite easy just to open these windows back up. They're child windows, that's actually what the thing's called. So I can add a new item. So I'm just going to see if I can add a game to this. So I'm just going to use MS Hearts. So I've got some games and I've got some apps, aka one app and one game. But that is the Program Manager, and it's still here in Windows XP. Not in Service Pack 1 or above, mind you, because in Service Pack 2 it was removed. So before you decide to go and look for it and call me a liar, there's your information. And of course the program itself was removed, but based on the Wikipedia article that I read, the icon which represents the file is still there until Windows Vista. Windows Vista completely removes any association with Program Manager from existence. But you still got the help thing going here, which is very interesting. The starting programs. What? What? This is a very old help system. Go back into... oh! I am so confused. This is the old help. This is the new help. Probably because Microsoft is trying to, at this point, to get you to forget about Program Manager. So there's no help thing on here. So it's very interesting. That is very weird. And I've just noticed you've got the magnifying glass in the corner that is going wherever I go. Please leave me alone. And you've got this little puppy thing here. Oh, do a trick. Like my screen? What? Choose a different animated character. Do a trick. Read a book. You go, boy. You go, Rover. Turn off the animated character. Goodbye. Oh, how do you turn it? How do you? What? Oh, how do you? Oh, I've just stuffed it up. No, I could have showed some, you know, of the characters and everything else, but they're still on Windows XP, so that doesn't matter. Let's go into some items. Screensavers. Not really anything to talk about. Settings. No settings available. Windows XP screensaver. Nothing too interesting here. It's just the classic screensaver. Starfield. Of course, there was a similar screensaver called Windows Logo that predated Windows XP, of course. It was removed because it had the classic Windows logo on it, but I'm pretty sure if they had replaced the classic logo with the modern Windows XP logo, this would still have been a very cool screensaver. And of course, because of backwards compatibility, I'm mumbling because I'm talking too fast, because I'm too excited about stuff. But yeah, if some items in Windows XP, whether it be screensaver files, whether it be wallpaper files, because they're just images anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can take all this, if you like, and just whip it into your Windows 10 operating system, because the screensavers especially are backwards compatible. You can actually put your Windows XP screensaver on Windows 10, and you can trick people into thinking that you're running Windows XP for a little bit. Not many photos on here besides the de facto sample photos, which I'm pretty sure that is actually a link, and it is actually a shortcut. But nothing too interesting here. They're just the de facto sample photos here. Oh, where are my documents? Aha. That is the sample file that was introduced through Windows Movie Maker, and there was a different version of the damn it. Once you drag, a completely different variant of this video was actually shown in Windows Millennium Edition with different moments, but still technically the same. But did you see that? That is very weird. That look at this lag. That is funny. I remember a long while ago when I was still in high school, we still had Windows XP on the computers, and because they were so slow when starting up, you'd have the little window in the corner telling you that it's loading things like program files and desktop layout and so forth. And because it was on a blue screen in the background, there was no wallpaper or anything else. You could just take it and drag it about the place, and you can paint the screen a darker colour. It was fun, and it passed the time. Why is the Bliss wallpaper suddenly? Why is that a thing? So is Windows Media Player the default photo viewer as well? I don't get this. That is confusing. You can't resize this. Some of these, when you do have a video running on them, they can actually be resized, and this is so classic. I love this. I love Toothy. Splat. Some of them can be resized, and others are just like, nah, I can't be bummed with you right now. Rusty, Roundlet, Radio. I know for a fact that I'm going to use a Blue Sky one just now. This can be resized. Canvas, classic. Of course, that's always been resizable. This can be resized. Hello, hello, up and down, moving up and down. Goo. Goo. And this creepy face. I love you. That's a bit weird, but still. That'd be something interesting to have on for Valentine's Day, which is like long past at this point. What does the mini player look like? No, it's just a little mini player you just use for playing music in the background. That is very awkward. Is the optic ones resizable? No. I am what? I just does it on its own accord. That is funny. It's all funny and interesting. Radio. But that's a nice little radio as well. Roundlet, Rusty. I'm pretty sure the iconic one is resizable. Mind you, I've been wrong about everything else at this point, so why not this? Ah. Well, look at that. I've discovered something brand new. Look at that. I can make a little mini version of that. That is very, very interesting. But it's very cute as well. Can just save that up there. Oh, this is... Bring me back to childhood. I got my first computer in 2005. No, probably say about 2007. And it still ran Windows XP, and at this point it had Service Pack 2. I didn't even know about this stuff existed. But that is awesome. That is just nostalgia. It hits the nostalgia circuits in your brain, and oh, if it was painful, it would be the best kind of pain. But that is just that. Nothing else to showcase, and the tour will be on a special episode of Exploring Operating Systems, also known in the trade as the EOS Quickies series, which only has one episode at this point. But with that being said, hello, not much else to showcase. Windows Catalog, what is that? I forget, it's probably long dead anyways, but I'm pretty sure that's actually stuff you can get to like add some new stuff to Windows, but that is And of course you had some other stuff that came up down the line, came up down the line. That doesn't make sense, but like during the phase, like so Beethoven Symphony is in Windows XP. Now, for one person who I actually watched a video of someone showcasing that song that I played earlier on, that sample song that was in Windows Media Player, I'm just going to bring it back up. Now playing the Like Humans Do song. Someone mentioned that, oh, it's only my PC. Some people have talked about it wasn't in my version of Windows XP. The reason for that is probably because the version of XP you had was actually newer than you got at the time. No, the RTM version of Windows XP, this version right here, that has no service packs on it, no updates, no nothing, has that song on it. But it's still got, you know, Beethoven's Symphony and New Stories, and I can't remember what the third song's supposed to be. There's supposed to be 3 songs in this. But there you go. And everything at this point is just the same kind of thing. There's nothing else to showcase. And at this point, everyone knows that this little trick. But if you want to look for this special song, set up. No, I'm stuck. Double click. Now, where are you? Set up? Are you in sample? No, you're not in sample. That is actually an interesting point. The sample folder here was actually probably where I talked about earlier on about the solitaire thing, about the spaceship guy. There was a thing in here that was made in Flash, basically a test animation, and that had that spaceship guy on it. Spaceship guy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where to find this song. It should be here somewhere, but I'm probably just not looking in the right places. Echo setup. Error. Images. Oh, okay, what is it? It's in images.